Welcome back to GNC Family Farm, beautiful people. Happy April the 16th of 2025. What happens on the farm stays on the farm. But not today, we're going to let it all out. Well, it's Wednesday. Monday I was starting a video, tractor maintenance. Everything was running smooth. I was really happy. I got up early that day because I had a few other things that need to be done, so I had to get up really early. Got out here, fed the animals, did everything. Everything was running smooth. But like anything on a Monday morning, it's about to change. Like I said, I got the oil drained in the tractor. Now you will see this video if I ever get the thing off that I'm about to talk about. I belong to a lot of Kubota forums because when you own a tractor, you try to belong to the different communities. Like John Deere has their community. There's Massey, they have their own forum. You know, there's different tractor forums out there for every brand. So I ran into a problem. The oil filter. I was running the video and I ran into that problem. And you say, what kind of problem with the oil filter? Well, the problem was the thing seized on there. Now, I don't know. The way I understand it, because I basically went on to different forums and posted my problem. And, of course, I've gotten some feedback over the last couple of days about it. Come to find out, not only is it the BX2380, but there's other brands, other models out there of Kubota. When it comes off the assembly line, they put these filters on the machine. Or at least that's what I'm understanding. Now, unless it's done by the dealership, which I don't believe that's the case. I understand the engine is assembled, and but a lot of people have had the same problem when they go to change their first 50-hour maintenance filter. So, few others had said that they totally, couldn't get it off. They ended up having to take it into their local dealer and have them take it off, which caused more money. And now I have insurance on the tractor, so I'm not too worried about that. If that comes down to it. I'm still praying that I got to get my hands back to working, all that torquing, and I have never had a problem with changing an oil filter in my life. Never. And I've changed on automobiles, I've changed the Craftsman tractor, I've changed oil filters. I mean, it's not like a big deal. You basically, there's different tools you can get. I'll show you. I should have already had them out here. Let's see here. We'll just show you. Let me get the other one from the tractor. All right. So there's different styles out there. This is one here, like a cap. You hook it on a socket, and just to show you, trying to get this thing off, it probably messed up the end of it. I think it's still usable, but we'll see. Next one is, of course, your band. Basically, you wrap this around your filter, and then you take it right off, which should work. Then you have this style here, which is a plier. It fits different sizes of filters. So there's the three different styles, and there's a couple others out there on the market. And basically, you could actually take off your oil filter in a normal situation with a pair of gloves, a pair of good size, like these gloves here. As you can see, they got oil on it. By just twisting. First I tried to twist it off with my bare hands, then I tried to take them off with the glove, because they do have this grip on it that you can really grip onto anything that you're trying to take off, or use them, whatever. Needless to say, I put this on, and when I went to put this on, it fit. I took it when I went to the automobile store. I took my filter in there that I needed and made sure this fit, and did. Okay, so when I put this on, it the end of it, or the part of the end of the, let's just say this is the filter here. Okay, well, this part right here cracked. Yeah. So I understand. What I've read, that several people have had a lot of problems with taking off the first time filter. I don't know why they use a machine to put on a filter. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm just going off what I was told by other people that have experienced this sort of problem. Now, to me, you would think Kubota would put, I don't know how much torque needs to be put on a filter. I'm assuming that the machine is set up to put, I don't know, say, we'll just say 10 pounds of pressure on it, whatever. Some have said that when the machine puts it on, it actually warps, or it's not put on straight. And that was one guy told me, or said on my comments, that he said that that's what the dealership told him. So I'm just going off what I was told, and I guess I don't feel too bad, but I'm really down about it. I'm really frustrated because now I can't even use my tractor because by putting this on, I cracked it. So that means that I can't drive it, because now oil will go everywhere. Like I said, I changed the oil, filled it back up. Well, I filled it enough, I put enough in it because I had it sticking out. You'll see that in the original part of the video, if I get it ever posted. I haven't raced it. I was going to, and then I was like, you know what? What happens on the farm stays on the farm, but not today. We let it all hang out. Well, that's the truth. I mean, we're all humans, and we go through these struggles, and that's the reason why I'm creating a video like that. So that way I can tell people down the road, hey, listen, you got your new BX or whatever model from Kubota, unfortunately you're going to have them take it in and take off the filter for you. Or let them deal with it. Because it's, not their problem, but it's, the manufacturer problem. So, as we sit here today, I have a non-working tractor, not because of my doings, it's just because the manufacturer did it. Now, what I did read on, someone said, well, your first 50-hour maintenance, you should always take it into the, someone said that you should always, on your first time doing it, you should always take it into the dealership and have them do it. Yeah, okay, maybe that's true, but it costs. For them to haul it, come here, pick it up, because I don't have a trailer, or a vehicle that could haul a trailer that would be able to, haul the Kubota to the dealership. Well, so there's I think it's like $250 for them to come out, pick it up, and take it to their dealership. $250. Then for them probably to do it, their hours and maintenance and everything, you're looking at another additional $100, maybe a little bit more. I know that when I bought the parts, it cost me $75. So if I'm figuring about another $175, you're already up to almost $400 for them to do it. Well, I don't have $400 sitting around to have someone do it. Like I said, I never had a problem before. So I never in my wildest dreams thought I'd have so much problems with a machine. And I'm not, like I said, I love my Kubota. But now I'm sort of kind of wishing I went with the 10, I think it's the 1025R John Deere. That was my first pick. And I kind of now wish I went with John Deere. But John Deere's like Nike, you know, you're buying the brand. You're not buying, or you're buying the namesake. You're not really, it's not like it used to be back when Grandpa had a John Deere. There's been a lot of problems with John Deere. So that's kind of the reason why I went with the Kubota, because they do have a great reputation. And like I said, it's a great machine. Don't get me wrong. But there's just some things that I'm like, you know, I always feel like I'm running into some kind of issue with it. And it's like, oh my gosh, what a costly expense. And it might come down to, I still going to have to pay the $400. I don't know, because if they find it, because like I said, it's on there. I sprayed WD-40 on it. I've looked up different things you can do to take a bandworm, you put it around, you put a screwdriver through it, and then you can be able to torque it. People, I can't get it off. I cannot get this thing off at all. I don't know what they put it on with, Loctite, because it's on there. Like I said, it won't even move. It won't budge. Now you got to figure the engine gets heated, okay? And so I don't know if it's just totally, I don't know. I'm blown away, bewildered of why it's so hard to get it off. Another thing is, here's the other issue I have with it. And I don't know about John Deere. I don't know where theirs sits at, but where this oil cooler sits at, you have this bracket, okay? We'll just say this is the bracket, okay? And this is where the front loader arms come out, okay? Well, where this bracket sits at is almost where the oil filter's at. So you don't have much room to work in there. On top of that sits a radiator hose on top of the oil filter. Yeah. And it has a clamp hose, clamp on the end. And it's got a screw on it. It ain't like the kind you just use a pair of pliers and pull it off, you know, or move the clamp. No, it's got a Phillips head on it. And you can't get the Phillips head in there to loosen up the hose, to remove the hose out of its way, because there's no way to get a Phillips head into the little area there. Yeah, it won't reach in there to get to that screw. And I'm like, why? Now you take on the other side of the tractor, the left side of the tractor, there's nothing. I mean, there's the engine, but I mean, there's nothing to, I mean, yes, you still got the front loader arms for the bucket, but there is nothing on this side of the engine to hinder getting into working on it. I don't get it. Because you know, if you're going to be okay, most people, when they buy a tractor, are going to be buying it to put a bucket on it. You would think the Kubota would put, I don't know. I'm not a mechanic. Or a machinist. I don't know why they put all that stuff on that side, but it is there. And it is what it is. Like I said, I'm praying that I can get it off. Like I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm up in the air right now. So I'm going to keep trying to get it loosened up. I sprayed WD-40 on it, try to loosen it up. And I've done that before, or did that on Monday, and still no luck. I tried the bandworm yesterday, and that didn't work either. So at this point, I'm almost like, I guess I'm going to have to result in having them take it in, and of course, it's going to cost us. Now, I am going to be pushing that, because this is not my problem. This is not something that I created a problem with, because the way I look at it is, whoever put that on, dealership, factory, whatever, whoever put that on, that's their fault. They tightened that on there so bad that it's seized on there. And it makes me wonder, is it actually even on there right? I mean, I did get pressure. I mean, I've never had a problem with oil leaking or anything like that, so I can't see it being on there put on wrong. But, you know, you could thread in a light bulb the wrong way, or, you know, if it's off of just a few degree, it still works, but I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. And like I said, I've got I got some people who's going to come over and take a look at it and see if they can do some pressure eyes, look at it and see what they think, and maybe they can help with the matter. And it doesn't help now, the filter's cracked. We're not talking a small crack, we're talking about cracked. And that's how much pressure I guess I accidentally put it on it. Yeah. I'm really just, oh. Because I really wanted it. Monday was, like I said, everything was going great. Right up to that point. And I was like, well, I'll walk away, go do my things that I had to do that day. And when I came back, I thought, well, I'll try a couple more times. Try different, you know, I tried to maneuver my body a certain way to maybe, you know, loosen that sucker up. And still didn't work. Nothing. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I even went out and got the tool, you know, because I didn't have this one, because this is, it does fit it. It's just not the, and that's another thing. Their filters are real janky, or janky. I guess the word I'm looking for. It's on all tractors filters like that, but I never had any problem with Craftsman. None. In and out. I was done like in 10 minutes. I thought I would have problems with the HST filter that's underneath the tractor, because A, I'd be laying on my back, which is not a good thing for someone with fibromyalgia and a back injury, but I thought that's where I would have the most problems. Not in my wildest days that I thought I was going to have a problem with the oil cooler. If I had known it was going to be that problem, I would have, or at least on, because I don't usually work on Sundays. I try to take that day for the Lord and rest, and I do the Inspiration Week video, and then that's about it. But I did a few other things that I'll talk about that in that other video, if the video ever gets produced, and not know well. But I would have thought, you know, if I knew that, I would have checked it. I would have checked it on Sunday, because I did a few things on it, and I cleaned the filters and stuff like that. You'll hear about that in the video if it gets posted. And I might post it just to talk about what happened. I would at least checked it then and see if it was going to be a problem. I wouldn't even started the video. And yeah, but it is what it is. And you know, now it's this a waiting game. I got to wait, and which drives me nuts. For some help to come over and take a pressure look at it and see what they think. And they said they could come over this weekend. Because like I said, on Monday I was going to get the stuff done on the tractor before I had to go do the other stuff that I had to be done that day. And then I would have came back, loaded up the belly mower. Because there were supposed to be storms that day, which the storms kind of breezed right past us by about a couple hairs, which think we did get rain showers that evening, but I could have easily mowed at least the front area, which that was my plan, because we're, you know, having people over on the Easter, and the property started to look pretty shaggy. Now the wife's, this was the funny thing is that, I don't know, I think it was Sunday, I was talking to her on the phone while she was on break, and I told her about, you know, my plans on Monday, and she said, well, the grass really doesn't need mowed. And I'm like, the grass doesn't need mowed? I'm like, she has tunnel vision. She basically gets in the car and she goes. That's it. She doesn't really pay attention to what, you know, grass, and she doesn't. That's not her, you know, forte, and which is fine. But I just thought it was hilarious. I'm like, the grass needs to be mowed. I mean, there's patches there at the front by the chicken coop area that's, well, on a child, it's going to go up to their knees. I'm not lying. There's some really high patches out there. But we'll get it. One way or the other. I'm hoping it ain't going to cost me an arm and a leg to get it done, if I have to go that route. the way it's looking right now, unless something changes, unless the franchise has a better view or a better idea or something to come up with to get it off. And that's another thing down here in Zanesville. I found there is no people that works on lawnmowers or anything small engine. Of course, Kubota is on a small engine, but but there's no one around here, which is shocking, because we live in a rural area. You think there'd be, unless I haven't found them. I even put an ad out there on Facebook looking for someone to look at the Craftsman tractor. If there's any small engine mechanics, nothing. That was over a year ago, and I'm like, now if I was lived in Lancaster, I did have. No, wait a minute. I take it back. I did have a guy message me and said he lives in Lancaster and he would be willing to take a look at it. Now, see, I grew up in Lancaster, and about, I don't know, I could take on hand, at least back in the day, there was probably close to 50 people or more that worked on small engine repairs, lawnmowers, sharpening blades, back in the day. Now, I know, a lot of people buy mowers from Walmart and they use it, and once it's done, they throw it out. So maybe that's the reason why there's such a decline on small engine repair in the backyard or garages. But there's still a market out there. I mean, people still have riding tractors. But even in Canal, which was really funny, right down the street from where we lived out in an apartment, there was a Mexican family who basically that's all they do is work on small engines, and it was in a housing development there right down the road from us. That's where I picked up that little red mower for the camper when we had the camper down there at Deer Creek. And I used that for years, and it was $35. $35 for a lawnmower, and it ran forever until, it wasn't last year, it was the year before that it blew the engine. So, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Is this? Today's usually normally cleaning the house day, but since we have people coming in on Saturday for our family dinner, I won't be cleaning until about Friday. I'll probably start Thursday, dust everything, and then Friday I'll have to do a sweep and mop in the evening, and then we'll have a great dinner. Mentioned that I got to get the ham out of the freezer so it can start thawing. I almost forgot about that. But yeah, today is just kind of a, well, there ain't nothing really to do. I got to do, blow out the rabbit area over there, but that's pretty much it today. Today's was just talking about this whole tractor ordeal that I always find myself into some kind of thing. Sunday we'll have a little Easter message. I will probably do it on Saturday, or not Saturday. Saturday evening I'll probably do it, and then it'll be posted on Sunday. But why do we celebrate Easter? And I think it's pretty relatable question, because children understand Easter is the Easter basket, Easter bunny, and that stuff. But we try to teach Carmen about the crucifixion of Christ, and we read her Bible stories and stuff like that, and try to show her that there is more to than just the Easter bunny. A lot of people go to church, when I was a full-time member of a church, I remember people you wouldn't see all year, except for Christmas and Easter. And it makes you wonder why. People could say, well, I have a busy schedule. Well, okay. We live in a fast food world as it is, but we need to slow down and really think about why. We need to think about why we celebrate Easter for and what the real reason is. Um, it's more than chocolate bunnies and rabbits and family dinners. Amen. All right, boys and girls. Well, I know it wasn't much of an interesting video, except for me griping about my Kubotas and the predicament I'm in right now. Hopefully, like I said, pressure eyes this weekend. We can maybe work something out where we can get that thing off before I have to jump into the pool of finances. Because then I got to move money around and try to figure out how to get this fixed. All right. Trying to think what else. Like I said, Sunday there will be a good inspirational message about why we celebrate Sunday and the reasons, things we do, and some of the symbols and stuff like that. Let's see what else. Oh, Earth Day. Earth Day is coming up next week. I know a lot of people think Earth Day is a bunch of hippies and long, but yes, it did come out of the counterculture, and it was an awakening for our Earth and how important our Earth is. As farmers, we understand what Earth Day is. We are part of cultivating the Earth. We are one with nature out here. A lot of times we spend, blistering cold temperatures through the blistering heat of the summers. We got our hands in the dirt. We're looking at the soil. We're planting. So many things come in play with being a farmer that we celebrate Earth Day every day, and the reason why we need to take care of our Earth as one, because we only got one Earth. We only got one Mother Earth, and if we don't take care of it, it's not going to be here for future generations. And that's the reason why farmers, we are very involved with our communities about cultivating the soils, and the reason why we get our soils tested and so forth like that. Land management is another big thing with farming, what our animals do. And yes, before you jump on the bandwagon of the ethanol that comes out of cow manure and all that stuff, that's to me, that is a made-up lie by the government to try to get rid of farming. Because for heaven's sakes, the government doesn't want people to be dependent. They want them to depend on them instead of the other way around. We're to be independent people. And that's why a lot of Amish communities have been attacked, because of their, they're one with the earth, and that what they sell and what they do, and that's the reason why the government cracks down on them. It's sad, because generations ago, that was our main. We didn't depend on export or imports from other countries, from wheat and all that stuff. That came from our lands right here in America. So, but that's Mother Earth's next week. So hopefully you celebrate Mother Earth, or you talk to your children about Mother Earth, because they are the future. And if we don't practice now, there won't be another generation. We have to start today. I know a lot of people, don't take it serious, and they should, because you can look around. Storms are getting more extreme than ever. Forest fires are popping up everywhere. Now, proof is starting to show that the sun is closer to us than it ever has been. The ozone isn't as strong as it used to be. If you ever stand out long enough in the sun, you can feel the heat, and it's very powerful, very powerful. So I could go on for days to talk about why we should celebrate Mother Earth. It's not just a hippy dippy holiday, people, or day, because a lot of people associate Mother Earth with that. That's a bunch of hippies. You apparently don't know the importance of why we, as farmers, celebrate Earth Day, and if farming is just one part of the equation of why we need to celebrate Mother Earth. Okay. All right. Well, I think I will let you get out of here and go do your thing. And tomorrow is Monday, Thursday, and it's the day that we represents the Last Supper. Then we go into Good Friday, and then we go over into Easter. All right. So I will see you on the next video, and as we say around here, peace, love, and joy comes from knowing our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I hope you have a personal relationship with Him. If you need more help with that walk with Christ, you can always email me, and I'll be glad to talk to you about getting saved. All right? Love y'all. See you on the next video.
I wake up every morning, see the sunrise on the land. Fields of gold and rolling hills built by God's own hand. There's a Bible on my table and a flag out by the gate. In this land of faith and freedom, we stand up proud and pray. This is Jesus' country, where the eagle flies high.